So yesterday I talked about the Fabian Society, which has come more into public consciousness in the UK because of its close affiliation with the Labour Party. But now I want to talk about another think tank that most of you won't have even heard of, and that's the Council on Foreign Relations. Now, this is a really important think tank because its fingerprints are all over Western policy, globalism, foreign wars, migration strategy, and the economic direction of entire nations. But we don't vote for them. We don't see them. However, they are so influential in shaping our future. The CFR was founded in 1921 in New York. Like I said, it's a think tank, this time specialising in foreign policy, geopolitics and economics. Importantly, its membership comes from right across the West, and it includes the political elite, CEOs, bankers, military leaders and media figures. It publishes Foreign Affairs, which is hugely influential amongst policymakers, and it also hosts these closed-door discussions with world leaders and the corporate elites. And it sounds like a bit of a model for many of the other groups that we'll discuss that all seem to be interlinked in this shady network of just think tanks and nefarious organisations, and we'll keep covering them every day. So this one, it's not a government body, but it's deeply connected to those who run governments. And as I say, it's not a shadow government, but it doesn't need to be because its members are the government, are the media, are the banks, the military and the corporations that shape the modern West. And behind the CFR, again, like many of these think tanks, are the biggest corporations and the wealthiest foundations in the world. BlackRock, Bank of America, Chevron, Apple, Boeing. And then there's individuals and families whose donations keep the think tank running and hosting the elite who shape our world. So the funding itself, it comes from members' dues, philanthropic gifts, and they come from foundations like the Knight Foundation, the Pritzker Foundation, and the Luce Foundation. So with an endowment income of nearly $670 million, revenue from foreign affairs, and then smaller sources of rental property income and event fees, it's certainly a powerful, punchy organisation. And then just look at the membership. So some notable members from America include Anthony Blinken, you've got Lloyd J. Austin III, you've got Michael Bloomberg, Larry Fink, Madeleine Albright, and then over in the UK we've got Sir Mark Lowcock, former UN humanitarian chief Sir Nigel Sheenwald, former UK ambassador to the US and NATO, and then we've got Rory Stewart, who was a former UK minister and a bit of a weasel. So this network, it spans governments, corporations, media and academia, and they meet, they discuss, and then they influence policy both in the US, the UK and the rest of the West. But what we also can trace is that a lot of the members go on to become Secretary of State, defence officials, ambassadors, ensuring continuity across administrations. So it doesn't matter who gets elected in, and it's a bit like the civil servants in the UK. They are the true power behind any government that comes in. And also their reports and publications inform policy papers, media narratives and military strategy. And it's all done behind closed doors. So these closed door discussions cover global migration flows, which we're all being affected by at the moment, trade agreements, digital regulation, foreign wars and energy policy. Now, if you think about a lot of the big current affair issues that we face in the UK and other countries as well, it kind of ties into all of those different things. Now, we're not meant to hear about any of these conversations they have in private, but we are definitely meant to feel the consequences. Now, this network, it promotes the centralisation of power through multilateral institutions, harmonised laws, corporate government partnerships, almost going towards this one world government. It advances the mass migration strategies, digital governance, including digital IDs and internet control, and permanent foreign intervention through US and NATO alliance. Is it coordinated? Yeah. Or is it simply a class of people living in the same world, thinking the same way and meeting in the same rooms? Either way, we, the normal people, are definitely feeling the consequences. So understanding the Council on Foreign Relations is the first step to understanding why the world feels like it's moving in one direction, one that ordinary people, like me and you, we never asked for. But as a lot of people have been saying in the comments, thank you for the knowledge. Awareness is power. Knowledge is resistance. You don't have to join them, but you can see who they are, who funds them, and who has this influence and where they wield it. You go onto their website tonight after this video and check out their membership roster. I'll put a link in now, and you'll be able to see if you recognise anyone. And there's a lot of names on there that are really punchy across many countries. But once you're aware of this, you can't go back. And when a nation wakes up, their agenda collapses. So let's get to it.